name is Gonzalo Cordero, and I'm a Yahoo front-end engineer, and I'm here to talk to you today about TreeView. So let me start with a little bit of history to you. So it all happened back in JSCon last April. I was hanging out with Adam one night when I started teasing him about the actual YUI 2 version of TreeView. Some of the components, I was just giving him a little bit of grief. And at some point in the conversation, he got a little bit hurt. And he responded with, well, how about you do it, Mr. Smarty Pants for YUI 3? It's like, all right, bring it on. But if I'm going to do this, you're going to have to bring me a lot of cupcakes. I didn't get the cupcakes, though, so I'm still waiting for them, but I did I work on TreeView. So let me just share some of the things that I've learned while working on it. So after that, we started thinking about how we wanted to make TreeView, the next generation of TreeView. First, we started looking at what's out there. We look at some of the gallery modules that are out there, fantastic modules, by the way. So if you haven't seen them, I encourage all of you to take a look. The YUI developer community is doing a great job out there. So, but what we really wanted to do was to play with something bigger, which was the parent-child widget API. So we decided that TreeView was going to be the guinea pig for parent-child. We were going to explore what parent-child was able to do for us and how those things could be applied to TreeView. So how do we want to make TreeView better? Well, it needed to do more with less. It needed to be faster, it needed to perform better, and it needed to add extra functionality. It needs to be fast. It needs to be flexible. It needs to accommodate everyone's needs. It needs to be extensible. It needs to be so you can create plugins for it and you can hook it up to suit all your needs. And last but not least, it needs to be accessible. So, again, we found out that parent-child is going to be the base for any hierarchy-style module. What this means is like any module that you have that needs to know about a parent-child relationship between two elements, parent-child is going to give you that. It's going to facilitate you a set of APIs for you to build on top. And it's going to do all the things that you will expect from a parent-child hierarchy for you. So let me just go over through some of the APIs. This is the parent API. So parent offers an add API method where you can say, add these children to this node, and it will do it for you. It also sets an array list. So you can tell parent, hey, add this set of nodes to this child. So in the case of TreeView, you can see how we say, this is a tree leaf, this is a tree view, and this is a bunch of tree leaves. Please add it to it. You can remove leaves, children, whatever you need to do. You can remove all. You can select a child, select child. You can select all of them, and you can do a lot more things. So if you're interested, just go and check it out on the YUI documentation. It's great. There's a lot of events and APIs there that parents offer today. On the same fashion, the child APIs offers you an ancestry method, an isRoot method, next, previous, and so on. It also gives you a set of events that you can take a look. Oh, sorry. So that's the documentation for it. The other thing that we learned is that YUI 3 widget is the best platform out there today for you to build widgets. It not only lets you build widgets that are fast, reliable, accessible, and robust, it also gives you a set of APIs so you can build your widgets in no time and have it up and running really fast. So YUI 3 widget is a very robust platform that is available to do for doing widgets to all of you. So with all of this in mind, what will happen if we get the widget platform, and the parent child, and these two hook up together. So the result is YUI3 TreeView. So let me show you a side view of TreeView. It's the thinnest TreeView we ever made. And this is a top view. Again, the thinnest area. Just kidding. Okay. Here it is. It comes in two different flavors. With the menu folder style, where you can simulate like a file system or something similar, and the more classical TreeView hierarchy with like lines and subfolders and whatnot. More skins are coming, are in the way, and the process and the work, but right now today these are the two that you can start playing with. So what's new on TreeView? Well, to start with, it's very light. It gives you semantic markup. All it's giving you, as in today, it's a UL, an LI, and an element. That element you can specify to be whatever you want, a span, an anchor, you name it. But with those three elements, that's all you need, and you get a beautiful tree view. You get two default views available right now, like I mentioned before, the menu subfolder view, and the more classical TreeView view. It's flexible. You don't need any more to type what kind of child you need to be on. You want it to be on the tree. Anything can be a child. Anything can be a tree leaf. Any element you want it to be. And it's accessible right out of the box. We built in keyboard navigation for you, and also area support. So, how do I create a tree? Well, as you will expect, there's three ways you can create a tree. You can provide your own markup. You can provide a constructor object, or you can load a tree on demand, on all its nodes. So let's go and take a quick example. So if you were to provide your own markup, this is how it would look like. So you have a top-level UL with an LI, with an anchor. That element can be anything you want it to be. But in this case, I decided to be an anchor. So for progressive enhancement, if something goes wrong, JavaScript disabled, your tree still works. And then you can have subtrees if you need to inside tree leaves. So you fit this to the YUI use statement. So all you need to do, you specify TreeView, you create a new TreeView, and you specify the source node, the content box, and the bounding box, and your type, and then finally you just render. So that's all you need to do to create a TreeView from markup. You can create using a constructor. For that, all you need to do is specify a top-level container, and then in the similar fashion that we did previously, you specify the source node and type, and then you pass in a children object. And this children object is going to have all the tree leaves that your tree needs to contain. Those tree leaves can be trees themselves. So you can nest trees, and then you can go as deep as you want. So the third option is loading on demand. So we built a plugin. This is the first plugin that is available today for TreeView, which is the TreeView data source plugin. What this plugin is going to let you do, it's going to let you use data source to be able to load on demand your tree nodes and your tree leaves. It supports everything that data source supports, so that it behaves the way you expect, as it was any data source module. And exposes custom events you can listen to, so you can prevent, or you can do interesting things before the make request call is fired, before and after. It will also handle everything behind the scenes for you. So what will happen is you will make a call, it will retrieve the node, it will append it for you, and it will display on the right node. It will also be smart enough to know that the next time you click on the node, it doesn't need to re-render. So how do you do that? Well, very easily. If you got your previous TreeView, all you need to do is to use the keyword plug, and you specify the data source plugin. Then you specify the source, the method. In this case, I'm using IO, but it could be get, it could be local, or JSONP, and then the schema. So if you're all familiar with data source, you know that it provides a schema property that lets you massage the data that's coming back from the server, so that it suits your TreeView structure. So in this, for example, in this example, what I want to do is that every time you click on a tree node that doesn't have children or tree leaves, I want to make a request to get those tree leaves, and then I'm going to append it back to the main tree. I mean, to the node that you click on. So, kind of like a segue into that, what kind of events does TreeView offers? What kind of things can you listen for? Well, the usual stuff that you will expect from a widget, right? So you can listen to any TreeView events, click events, focus events, etc. You can listen to tree leaf events, TreeView data store events, and some of the examples are like this: clicks, expand collabs, etc. I'll provide the full look. I'll put this online with the full documentation with all the APIs. I didn't really want to go on, into detail because there's a lot of them. Especially again because TreeView is built on top of widget, it gets all this free stuff from widget, all these events and all this great stuff. So I encourage you just to look at the documentation for if you want to go fancy. But right now, this is kind of the most interesting ones you should listen for. So just a quick example. If you wanted to alert on the screen the label of the tree node that you clicked on, this is how you'll do it. You just listen for tree leaf clicks, and then inside you get the target and you get the label attribute. That's it. That's simple. So let me just show you a quick demo of loading on demand, of creating a tree from loading on demand. So this tree I created here is very simple. It has 3 folders, and none of them has any children right now. So, like an example I showed before, all I'm gonna do is once I click on the tree node, I'm gonna call the plugin, and I'm gonna request for the data. And then when the data comes back, it's gonna be appended to the child, to the parent that is being called, and it's gonna render. So let me just show you. So that was on demand right there. Let me show you with Fireback so you see. Oops. So this guy doesn't have any children either. And when I click in there, oops, it's an error. It happens. It rendered all of these guys. And I can go as deep as I want, and it's going to be rendered. Now, notice how right out of the box, as soon as it renders, I can navigate through all the tree nodes and tree leaves, just like that. So, with the keyboard navigation, so I could do this, and I could do this, and so on. You can collapse. So that's an example of how you do loading on demand. It's pretty simple. It's nothing too fancy, but it probably suits almost all your needs. So all of this is available today. Like I said, with two different skins that you can play around with. And you can pass in the configuration object the skin that you wanted to use, either the menu style or the classical tree style. And we're also giving you a data source plugin. We're working on more plugins and more skins, and you should be seeing those in the near future. So what's ahead for TreeView, really? Because right now, all we have is a preview, and almost it's just a gallery module right now. But what we need to do right now, we are working on matching all the YUI to existing functionality, like being able to do like inline tree editing and all the things that YUI to TreeView offers. We're going to incorporate user feedback. We've been getting some feedback of things that users would like to see on the next generation of YUI 3 TreeView. So we're working on that. And then we're going to make it even faster. We've identified a couple of places where we could make this even faster, especially for cases where you have 100 of nodes, or like you're on a mobile device. We wanted to make sure that the user gets a compelling experience for those cases too. So really, that's all I have for you. And if you had any questions, feel free to ask. Thank you.